Hello, second graders. Welcome to a new math lesson. We are in topic 9, lesson 5, different ways to name the same numbers. So please open your book, page 393. Let's start.
Use place value blocks. Show 2 ways to make 213. Then draw each way. Tell how your ways are alike and different.
All right, in the previous lesson, we learned about expanded form, word form, and standard form. Let's see what we have today.
You can show 123 in different ways. Here is one way. 123 equals 100 plus 20 plus 3. Which digit in the number shows how many hundreds there are?
Select your answer.
All right, so when I look at my number, 123, the hundreds, that's the one that shows, and I have 100 only, so it's number 1.
The hundreds digit, which is the 1 in the hundreds place. Does that mean that every time you make a model of 123, there will always be 1 hundreds flat?
No, this is one way to have all the 100 together, then the tens and the ones. Remember, 100 flat, it's 10 tens or 10 rod. Let's see what we have.
No, you could use 10 tens rods instead of 100s flat to show 100.
You can break apart the 100 to make 10 tens.
Is the second model still a model of 123? It is, because 10 tens have the same value as 100. 123 equals 120 plus 3. You can also break apart a 10 to make 10 ones. 123 equals 100 plus 10 plus 13. How is this model different from the first model?
As you see, we still have the same number, 123, but the numbers of tens are different. In the first model, we have 100, we have 2 tens, which is 20, and 3 ones. For the second models, we have the 100, we have 1 rod of tens, just 1 tenth, and the other 10 we break apart and add it to the ones, so now we have 13 ones. But at the end, it's the same number, 123.
1 tens rod was exchanged for 10 ones cubes. Where does the 13 in the equation come from?
From breaking apart 1 10 to 10 small ones.
It comes from the 13 ones. Does the model still show 123? Yes. Now you know some different ways to show 123.
All right, so as we know, previous lesson, we know there's a standard, there's expanded, and there's word form. So 3 different forms to put your number. Today is a bit different. We can break the tens to ones, so we add some of the tens to ones, so we move them to the ones, or we can break the 100 to tens. So for our example, 123, we can have 100, 2 tens, 20, and 3 ones, or we can have the 100, we break it to 10 tens, and then we have the 2 tens before, so that's mean 120 or 120 plus the 3. All right, so let's see our guided practice, page 394. All right, use place value blocks to count hundreds, tens, and ones. Show 2 other ways to make the number. So we have 100, we have 3 tens, and we have 2 ones. So it's 132. The first form, or the first way they show, it's like the expanded 100 plus the 30 plus the 2. Do we have another way? Yes. So as I see here, I have 100. For the second example, I'm going to break the 100 to tens. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to put, this is the second way. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is my first 100. And then I'm going to add the 30. 1, 2, and 3. So what do I have here? I have 130 or 1310. 13 tens mean 130. And I'm going to leave my ones the way they are. So I'm going to write 130 plus 2. So as you see, I broke apart the 100 to tens. So now I have 13 tens, which is 130, and the 2 ones remain the same. All right, let's see a third way. I have 100, I have 3 tens, and I have 2 ones. I'm going to break one of my tens, and I add it to the ones. So I'm going to have, now after doing this, I'll be having 100 plus, and instead of 3 tens, 2 tens, which is 20, plus that 10, I will add it to the 2 ones because I'm going to break it to ones. So 10 plus 2 equals 12. Very good. That would be a third way. All right. So let's go back to the first exercise. We have it in our book, page 393, and use what we just learned to do this activity. All right.
Use place value blocks. Show 2 ways to make 213. Then draw each way. Tell how your ways are alike and different.
So I have 213. One of the ways I will do, I'm gonna have 200. So I'm gonna put it here. This is because I see 200, so that's flat 100. That's the second 100, and then I'm gonna have 110. And then I'm going to have 3 ones. So I have 200, 110, and 3 ones. And I'm going to write it here. 200 plus 110, which is a 10, plus 3. So now I have 213. I'm going to put it here. So that's my first way, or one of the ways. Second way, I can take the 10s and change it to ones. So I'm going to have still 200. I'm going to put it here. This is the second way. So we still have 200. And then I'm not going to have any 10s, and I'm going to have all the 10s break to the 1. So I'm going to have in the 1, I'm going to put 13 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the 10 that I broke it to ones, and then my 3 ones. So what do I have? 213. So that would be the second one. I have still 200. plus 13. And put it here, so it's going to be 213. All right, second graders, that's it for today's lesson. I'll leave you with the rest of the activity in your book, page 395 and 396. That's it for today. Thank you. Hello, second graders. Welcome to a new math lesson. We are still on topic 9. Today's lesson, lesson number 6, place value patterns with numbers. So please open your book, page 397. Let's see what we have.
Write the missing numbers in the chart. Be ready to explain how you found the missing numbers.
All right, so this is the 100 chart, started from 51, and we have some of the rows are filled and some are missing. So we need to write the missing numbers. But before doing that, let's see our video and you see the strategy that we use to help us answer this question.
You can use place value patterns and mental math to count by ones and tens to 100. Look at the first row in the table. What happens to the ones digit as you read across the row?
All right, we used the 100 chart before in adding and subtracting. Today, we're going to learn how to use that pattern and place value and understand how can we do that by just looking either on a tens or on a ones. So for the first example here, look at the first row in your table. What happens to the ones digit as you read across the row? So we have 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So as we see, our ones increased by one number.
The ones digit goes up by 1 each time you move one space to the right. If you start at 37 and count back to 31, what happens to the ones digit? The ones digit goes down by 1 each time you move one space to the left. How does each number change if you move right or left? Each number changes by 1 if you move one space right or left. What pattern do you see with the tens digits? In each row, the tens digit is the same in each number. The tens digit goes up by 1 as you read down each column. 33, 43, 53. By how much does each number change as you move one space up or down? Each number goes up by 10 as you move down one space. Each number goes down by 10 as you move up one space. You can also use place value patterns and mental math to count by ones and tens to 1,000. What patterns do you see in this table?
All right, so back to the part we just explained, that the digits, the one digits go up by 1 from left to right. So when I go from left to right, 31, 32, 33, as you see, the ones increased or goes up by 1 number. And then if I go backward from 37, go to the left, 36, 35, 34. So the one digit goes down by 1 number when I move to the left. So from left to right, I increase up or goes up by 1. From right to left, I go down by 1. That's the row, that's the one digit. So what happened to the tens? The 10 digit go up by 1 from top to bottom. So when I go from 34, I go down. 44, I'm increasing or I'm going up by 10. From 44, I'm going down to 54. Again, same column, I'm increasing by 10. And the opposite, when you go up now, if I'm looking only at the 54, so 54, when I go up the same column, I'm going down by 10. 44, when I go up one whole row in the same column, I'm going down by 10. All right. So you can also use place value pattern and mental math to count by ones and tens to 1,000. What pattern do you see in this table? So now look at this table. We have 3-digit numbers. So I know that I have 531, 532, 533, 534, 535, 536, 537. So as you see, moving one box to the right, my ones still go up one number. My tens remain the same, my hundred the same. All right, if I stop on 537 and I'm going backward to the left, I'm going one box or one in the same row. So as you see, I'm going down by one. So still again, the 1 digit, the only one going either up or down. That's when I look at the row. You're going right, one jump, or to the left. How about the column? The same thing. Look at this, 534, 544, 554. So as you see, when I go in my column, when I go down one column, one row in the same column, my tens increase by 10. You see the ones, the red numbers remain the same. You see the hundreds, the black numbers remain the same. Only the blue increased by 10. When I go down one more row, all the way to the same column, you're going to see that the hundreds remain the same, the black 5, and the one was written in red, the ones remain the same, only the tens increase by 10. And if I do the opposite and I go up, let's see the same column, as you see the tens here, 54, so 554. If I go up in the same column, one jump, it's going to be 544. So as you see, the tens decrease or went down by 110. I jump one more, 534. You see the tens also go down by 10.
The ones digit goes up by 1 from left to right. The tens digit goes up by 1 from top to bottom. By how much does each number change as you read across the rows? Each number changes by 1 when you read across the rows. By how much does each number change as you read down the columns? Each number changes by 10 when you read down the columns. What number would come next in the chart as you read across the first row from left to right?
Select your answer.
So same row, I know the last number 537. I know when I move from left to right, the ones will increase 1. So 537, and the one after will be 530. Very good, 8.
538. What number would come next in the first column as you read down the first column from top to bottom?
Okay, from top to bottom, 531, 541, 551. Remember, I'm increasing by 10, so it's going to be 500, and the tens will go up 1, so 561.
Count. 531, 541, 551, 561. So 561 would come next.
You can count by tens.
Now you see how you can use place value patterns and mental math to count by ones and tens to 100 and to 1,000.
All right, so this is a bit easy because we covered the 100 chart, and I know that my ones increased 1 when I move from left to right. And I know that the tens increased 1 when I go from top to bottom, and the opposite goes down or decreased when I go from down to up for the tens, and the opposite from right to left for the ones. So as you see, we can do that. So let's see what we have in our guided practice, page 398. All right, use place value patterns and mental math to find the missing number. So this is the chart we have starting 784. Move 1 blocks to the right. So the ones will increase 1, so 785, 786, Again, still on the same row, one jump, 787, 788, 789, and 790. So all what is you can see that the ones increased by one. All right. Again, here we have 794. So what's next? 795. I'm still only going by one, so I'm just jumping one jump. 796, 797, 798, 799, 800. Last row, 804, 805. So my ones increasing by ones, 806, 807, 808, 809, and then 810. If we look at the column, let's see. First column, 784. When I go down, my tens will increase by 1, 794. As you see, the tens were 8. Now it's 9. And then add 1 to the 9 will be 10. So 804. Now let's go for this one. 787. Increasing 10. So I'm going down. The same column, 797. The following row, increased by 10, 807. All right, let's see number 2. So we have 412. After 412, 413, and 414. What's after 14? 415. Then we have 416 written for us. 417. Okay. So as you see, 412. So my ones 2 increased 1, 3, 1 more 4, 1 more 5, 1 more 6, 1 more 7, 1 more 8. Right? Let's go for the second column, second row. 422. 423. The 3 will change, increase by 1, so 424. 425 is written, then 426. 427 is written, and then 428. Okay, let's put them down. Okay, so here 422, 423, 424, 425, 426, 427, 428. Let's do the last row and then look at our tens. All right, so we have 432, 433 comes after, 434, very good. And 435, 436, 437, and then last empty box for us or square is 438. Okay, now I filled my 100 chart or the part of the 100 chart. Let's look now at any column. Let's see this column. So we have 415. I go down one row, 425. So my tens increased by 10. I go one more down, 435. So the 2 the tens became 3 tens and increased by 110. All right. So let's go to our exercise, page 397, and try to fill the missing part. Now it's easy. I know that I'm moving from left to right, I will increase the ones by 1, and from up to down, from top to bottom, I'm increasing the tens by 110. So let's see what we have here. 80. I know what comes after 80. It'll be 81. So 82, 83, look at the pattern. What's next? Very good. 84. Then I have 85. What's next? 86. 87. 88. 89 is written. After 89, awesome, 90. All right, and so on. You continue the rest of your 100 chart. All right, that's it for today's lesson, second graders. It's really easy, and it's something we used before, but it was only till 100, and now we can even have 100 number in our 100 chart. All right, that's it for today. I'll leave you with the rest of the activity in your book. That's it. Bye-bye.